Good morning, Hawk Nation. Today is Friday, September 3rd.
This week at the Grove, we will take a look at some different class projects, our principals stepping up in a time of need.
We hear student opinions on the new schedule, band gets ready for their marching season, and sports highlights.
I'm Kinley.
And I'm Hannah, and welcome to This Week at the Grove.
Over the past 3 weeks, a few classes have already started class projects.
Grant went down to the art room to give us an inside look on what they've been up to.
In Ms. Briscoe's Art 1 class, each student was surprised by being tasked with an unordinary method of producing their art. We went to the classroom to get a closer look.
The biggest difference, in my opinion, to this project compared to other projects I've done is that in this project we didn't look at the picture we were drawing. We just looked at my face. We just looked at our face in a mirror and we drew that. When I lifted up my pen, I was somewhat surprised that I did better than I thought I did.
From PGTV, I'm Grant Mitchell.
Have you ever made a paper airplane in class?
I have a few times, but I always got in trouble.
Well, Miss Knowles' students know a lot about that.
Let's take a closer look.
In Miss Knowles' economics class, each student was assigned to build a paper airplane. Once assembled, they each took turns testing whose plane flew the farthest.
So my first plane barely flew 4 feet, but my second went 11 feet, and the lesson was about entrepreneurship, which means to make a product better.
The reason we flew planes in class was for guns and butter. Guns were for like the military, and butters for like the money we spent for our food.
Once all of the classes had competed, Colin Manning was rewarded with the first place trophy. His plane flew a record 54 feet. From PGTV, I'm Grant Mitchell.
We all know Mr. Kaiser always has something different on his mind.
Here he is with the first edition of Wiser with Kaiser.
So the first words of wisdom I'm going to share with you today is life is kind of like a glass of tea. It's all in how you make it. Second, if you ever think that you are too small or too insignificant in this life, then you've obviously have never been bitten by a mosquito. And thirdly, the best piece of advice I can give you is never ever follow somebody else's path. Unless you're in the woods and you're lost and you see a path, then follow that one. True story.
On Tuesday, our Lady Hawks volleyball team came up short against Tatum.
This weekend, they are playing in a tournament in White House.
Here are some highlights from Tuesday.
Last week, the Hawks beat Nashville in a blowout game. The final score was 57-0.
Here's JoJo with some highlights.
Go get that. Yeah.
Tonight, the Hawks are traveling to Argyle. Kickoff is at 7:30.
If you can't make it to the game, you can watch Texarkana Game Day's live stream.
This week, you may have noticed something a little different in the cafeteria during lunches.
Our principal stepped up to the plate when they were faced with a challenge.
Abby and Brock got a chance to talk with Miss Giles and Mr. Kaiser about it.
Many of the cafeteria employees called in sick last week, but lunch still had to go on.
Well, Chartwell, that provides our lunch, they've had a shortage of employees, and so we, if you know, we've gone to 2 lunches this year, so we have quite a few kids to feed, and so we felt like as part of the team, we have to jump in there and help when there's a need. And so Mr. Kaiser and Mr. Hill and I jumped in and helped them by serving food to get y'all through your line and get everybody fed.
All of our principals jumped in and helped serve our students.
Do things from a different angle and kind of get out of our normal routine and just go do something a little different and wear a different hat. And I get to interact with kids from a different side. I thought it was cool. It's fun. We got to get a little more hands-on with the students and interact with them as they come through the line. And most of them, they seem to enjoy it, and you got to kid around with them.
So that was the way I looked at it. Was we had a need and we needed to figure out how to solve it, and the best way was for us to jump in there and serve.
For PGTV, I'm Noelle Sherman.
There's one new thing at the high school that we haven't talked about yet.
This year, we have 8 class periods every day instead of the usual A and B days.
Corbin got to talk to a few of our students about their thoughts on the new schedule.
As you all know, this year we switched from a block schedule to a straight 8 schedule. We asked some students and teachers their opinion on it. How do y'all feel about the new straight 8 schedule?
I mean, school goes by way faster than me, but I like it.
It's all right. I just feel like one flaw would be not enough time to learn in class.
I really like it. I like seeing all of my students every day.
I hate it. Absolutely hate it. The classes are too short and you can't do work.
It's kind of challenging sometimes, keeping track of time. But the days have gone by pretty quick. But other than that, it's pretty good.
It's okay. I kind of like it. Just I don't like seeing everyone every day.
I really like it. I like getting to see my students every day. I feel like that helps, with classroom management and building relationships with them. So I'm for it.
I think that it makes the days go by a lot slower.
At first, I definitely didn't like it because of all the work I would miss because of sports and whatnot. But the good thing about it is short, so the classes do go by pretty fast. And, if you don't like one class, you get there pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I like the old schedule is because you would get 2 days for homework, but that was the main reason. But now I actually like it a lot more with the shorter classes.
Well, whether you like it or not, it's here to stay for at least this year. I'm Corbin Franklin, and you are watching Pleasant Grove Television.
Students, make sure you have a parking pass by next Friday.
You'll be given a ticket if you do not have a parking pass.
That's all for this week.
We'll see you next time. Are we supposed to be going? Good morning, Hawk Nation.
Whoa.
Why did the old man fall in the well?
Whoa. I didn't know we were ready yet.
He couldn't see that well.
There's one new thing at the high school that we haven't talked about yet. Here he is with the first.
To the people, without y'all, I would be much happier.